of our city, where we're talking to Gordon Haas, who's the Executive Director of the Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce. Gordon, you're sharing how you link and match different businesses together and the great work you do not only in Elizabeth, but in conjunction with Newark. Is there any type of pamphlet or guide out to let folks know what's going on?
Yeah, one of the things that we've done in the last couple of years is the New Jersey Travel and Industry Guide, the travel guide that New Jersey puts out. We've had an upfront paid ad for the Go Elizabeth NJ and the Convention and Visitors Bureau for both of us, Newark and Elizabeth, and this year is no exception. We've got a 4-page spread right up in the front of the book, starting on page 9, and these are the kind of things that we do with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. In addition, I just wanted to give an email for a website for the Chamber of Commerce. The website for the Chamber of Commerce is elizabethchamber.com, and we also have a website that's dedicated to tourism, where you can find restaurants and attractions and things going on, as well as a schedule called goelizabethnj.com. And Go Elizabeth NJ, you asked me what some of the things we're doing. We're about to introduce tomorrow at an event the first Go Elizabeth NJ official visitors guide, the small pamphlet, and the Go Elizabeth NJ restaurant guide. This is a first for the city. We've had these as one large full-size book at one point in time, and we've created them as small, easily fits in your pocket, easily to get around. We've printed 60,000 copies of both of these guides. They will be available in the hotels and restaurants in various places around the city for visitors to get hold of. Jersey Gardens Mall will have them. The restaurant guide is the first of its kind. We've got 29 featured restaurants in here with a map of the city as well, so that you'll know exactly where the restaurants are. There's a listing in here that will tell you approximately whether reservations are required or not, whether or not credit cards are accepted and which ones they are, whether there's any parking available, whether it's free, whether there's a lot, whether it's valet, whether it's validated, and then a brief description of the restaurant and a picture, and then a site location on a map that's located in the back of the document. There'll be a map of the city, and that map will show you exactly where all the restaurants are. These will be introduced tomorrow, as well as the Elizabeth magazine, which has been out in the past. I have a copy here of the 2009-2010 issue. The 2011-2012, of which this is the cover, will be available sometime in the beginning of July. And again, this is distributed, and it's in every hotel room in the city for visitors. It is available online. The mayor purchases copies of these and sends them out to all the new families in town. And the chamber uses it anytime a business is interested in the chamber in Elizabeth.
Right.
We send this out. It's a 30-40 page. Talks about the history of Elizabeth, the real estate in Elizabeth, business in Elizabeth, anything and everything that anybody would want to know, all the way down to the houses of worship, which are important.
Right.
But this year, for the first time, we actually have a section on our nonprofits, explaining what they do and how to get in touch with them if you need their services or if you'd like to get in touch with them for any purpose.
Now that's different. I like that concept of nonprofits. Each month, an insert in the Star Ledger is produced to highlight different events happening around the city. Can you tell us about that?
Right. We were very fortunate last year, starting in, I believe it was November or December of 2009, running all the way through 2010. We had a grant from the state to produce a 16-page insert in the Star Ledger, and that 16-page insert was had columns. The mayor, I had a column. The hospital had a column. Our business districts, the SIDs, had columns. There was a centerfold spread, which you were involved in, that listed all the events that were going to take place in the month following, and it was very successful. Very successful. We had a little history tidbits in there. The county had put out a walking guide of Midtown, and we serialized it in there so that people who were interested could come into Elizabeth or order the guide online or by mail. And It was very successful. I mean, the library director told me that people came in and said, "I want to go to this event," pointing at the page where the event was on. Or, the hospital would list various events, and people would come in and say, "I want to go to this seminar or that seminar." So it was very successful. It was a one-year grant. The grant ran out. We still have a presence in the Star Ledger once a month. It's usually the first Friday of every month. It's either a one-page or a two-page insert, full page, again with a column and some advertising on it and some listings of events coming up. So we're trying to continue it. These things are very expensive, and when the grant ran out, there was really no other way to do it. And we're still going to keep our, with these documents, we're going to reach out to people in Union County, and with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, these will get more far and wide. All the visitors coming to the area will see this.
Now, with the Go Elizabeth official visitors guide, the restaurants in there, are they some of the ones that participate in Restaurant Week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, the visitors guide has a restaurant listing at the back, but this is not as comprehensive as the restaurant guide.
Okay.
And yes, a lot of these restaurants participate in the Rotary's Taste of Elizabeth and Restaurant Week, and that's one of the things we're going to announce tomorrow too. The Rotary will be sponsoring the Taste of Elizabeth in October, followed the next day by Restaurant Week, which runs through to the end of October. The restaurant guide and the Rotary's event will be co-sponsored by TD Bank. They're providing a very generous grant for both of these, and we got to give them the plug.
Now, how's Restaurant Week work out? Was that very successful?
Restaurant Week last week was successful. A lot of the restaurants, they create the prefix menu. A lot of the restaurants kept the prefix menu except for Friday nights and Saturdays in their restaurant for during the week. Right. And I know some of the restaurants that kept them right in through New Year, and they were all happy. They all look forward to it, and we do look forward to Restaurant Week. Promotion last year included places on the train stations and on the buses, and a lot of advertising in the Star Ledger and online. And this year we're going to be using social media to promote it as well. Okay. The Chamber is new to social media as well, and we do have a Facebook page, Elizabeth Chamber, and look us up, see what's new. We try to tell you what's going on in the city, and we're here to promote business, but we're also here to promote tourism so that the businesses in town will benefit from all the visitors, and that's what it's all about.
Now, in addition to Facebook, if anyone has any questions or would like to become a member, who can they contact? What phone number can they call?
Okay, the Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce's phone number is 908-355-7600, 355-7600, or they can email us at gecc@juno.com. GECC, the initials Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce without the of, at Juno, JUNO.com. Our website has an extensive, I gave that out before, but I'll give it again, elizabethchamber.com. You'll have a listing there of what's going on, a listing of various things in the city, events that are coming up. There is some information about the Chamber, and there is also a way to sign up as a member online.
Now, before we wrap things up, I want to go back a second. You mentioned that the nonprofits were in there. That's an excellent concept, and how did you come up with that idea?
Well, the nonprofits, I've always been very blessed to have the nonprofits as members of the Chamber, and I always say some of the nonprofits need a little cajoling because it does cost them some money to join the Chamber, and I always make a deal with them saying that if they're not happy after the first year, I personally will return their money.
Right.
And the bottom line is, I've never had that offer taken up by anyone. If they're coming to our events, and some of our nonprofits are better than others in getting there, they make connections that will benefit their organizations. And I decided this year that they'd been kind enough to me to be a member that I needed to include them in the book. And when I reached out to them and said, this is what we'd like to do, give me 150 words or less, they all said, great, it's a wonderful idea. So we've got a section in the book that will talk about all our nonprofits.
Now, is that a common practice to have nonprofits included in the Chamber of Commerce?
Some cases, yes, but here it's I'm having a hard time finding the right words for it. Here, the nonprofits, I actually have the oldest chamber member existing today, one of the chamber member that joined number 3. Number 1 and 2 don't exist anymore because they've gone out of business. But number 3 is a nonprofit. It's a Jewish Family Service that we're honoring this year on our upcoming dinner cruise in September. Okay. They're one of our honorees. Got 3 seconds. The dinner cruise comes up every year. This is our 14th annual coming up. It is scheduled in September on a Wednesday evening. I've talked about it in the past on this program. It's very unique. Most chambers have a dinner, but I don't know of any other chamber that has it on a yacht like we do.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for joining us today and providing all this information. And just hold the book up one more time real quick.
These books, there we go.
And they're available where?
They will be available at City Hall. They will be available at Jersey Gardens Mall. They will be available if you call the chamber. We'll be glad to drop one in the mail to you. But they will be officially introduced tomorrow at a special event.
Okay. Congratulations. Great job, Gordon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Alonzo.
My pleasure. Thanks for tuning in for this segment of Our City. Have a great week. Thank you.